What do you think about the way that your governments use your country's oil? I think my country's used our oil and our oil money quite well, especially regarding stuff like trying to future-proof our country, making new industries that can replace the oil once it's drained out, especially things like the salmon and general fish production, and things like lumber are very important industries here in Norway that hopefully will be able to replace the oil once it dries out. Our country was kind of based on oil, and that's why we've become big and rich and famous. But the oil will run out someday, and now we are trying to find new ways to make Norway a stable economy and still keep growing at hopefully the same rate we have been because of the oil. No, it won't be easy, but that's what we're trying to do, and I think the government is doing a good job at that. Especially we have the something called the 4% rule, where we are only allowed to use 4% of our petroleum income every year. The government is only allowed to use 4% of the income every year, and I think that's quite smart. You know, uh, it incentivizes the government to think of other ways to uh, make money and not rely on just the oil. That way our country can develop into something other than the oil nation it has been for so long. Do you consider your country to be rich? Well, yeah, I do consider my country to be quite rich. In fact, it's one of the richest countries in the world if you go by average income per person. The reason for this is obviously because of all the oil, but also because we are one of the highest developed countries in the world. If you look on the HDI scale, the Human Development Index, you will see that Norway is ranked number one in the world. In my life, I've never experienced any problem with money. I've never had too little money. There's always been enough to go around in my family, at least, and I've never really experienced a lot of poverty in my life. And I feel obviously quite privileged, and I feel I'm quite lucky to have that here in my country. There's even a saying here in Norway that states we live in the richest country in the world, but still we can't make proper roads, or we still can't make proper hospitals or something like that. If you want to complain to the government, you can often start the sentence with we live in the richest country in the world, but still we can't do this and this and this. There's even a radio program here in Norway called The Richest Country in the World, which is all about our country and the news, and talks about, you know, Norway in general. What kind of financial education do you receive at home and slash or school? I'm in a second year of what would probably be equivalent to high school here in Norway, and I could have chosen economics as one of my courses for the entire year and next year, but I didn't choose that. I chose physics instead because I'm more interested in that. But I could have chosen economics if I wanted, and I can't really say that I've received any uh, e economic or financial education here at home from my parents. Do you consider wealth something you're looking forward to? Well, yeah, I suppose I'm looking forward to wealth. You know, growing up, getting my own job, getting my own income. You know, spending the money, my money, how I want to, instead of asking my parents all the time, or using all my saved up money from birthdays or summer jobs, something like that. I always wanted to have money ready so I can use it, and money is always good. You always need money for something. I mean, money is what makes the world go around. So having wealth makes your world go around. And I think money can make you happy, but only some degree. If you have a, enormous amounts of money, that won't make you any happier than just having enough money. But obviously, I do want money just like anyone else, but I don't consider it super important in my life. I just want enough that it makes me happy. Do you think prices and salaries are fair? Well, I'm still studying and don't really have a full-time job, so I don't really know about buying all my own stuff, but to me it seems quite reasonable. I mean, we're nowhere near the hardest working country in the world, and if you look at the statistics, Norwegian people hardly work as much as any other country to get the same amount, the same amount of food or the same quality stuff as the rest of the world. In fact, if you look on the Wikipedia page for most average annual hours worked, it's Mexico tops the list at number one with 2,246 hours worked every year, which is more than, which is about 1,000 more than Norway has on that list, which tells you all you need to know basically. But still, as always, there are lots of Norwegian people who complain about everything being so expensive, and especially our petrol and our diesel. People say it's getting so expensive, but if you look everywhere else in the world, it might be cheaper, but the salaries are also much lower. So I think we're very fortunate, even though it is very expensive. How do you perceive your future based on the opportunities of employment and having a quality life? Well, we're always told here in Norway that you can become whatever you want, and follow your dreams. If you want to be something, you can. Just choose the right education and work hard at it, and you will become whatever you want to become. And the opportunities seem very open to everyone. It seems like everyone can actually become anything. Even though I live in the middle of nowhere, basically in Norway, I can still become whatever I want. Can become a physicist or a doctor or a pilot or a store clerk, whatever I want. And the opportunities are plentiful. And the education options I have are very good. I think they're very good at least. And if there's an education I want that's not in my area, I can just move somewhere else and start studying there. So whatever I want to become, there's always the opportunity for me to become what I want. When it comes to getting a quality life, I'm not never feared that my life is gonna end in me not having a job or me being miserable. I've always been optimistic that I'm gonna get the job that I want, and I'm gonna get a quality life with enough money to make myself happy and have a family and, well, yeah, have a quality life. To me, it seems that there are no restrictions here in Norway. At least that's what I'm told.